Okay, I told you I was going to show you a cool way to put out a candle, so here we go. So I've got a couple things here. I've got a beaker, and this beaker has just a little bit of baking soda in it, and I'm going to put some vinegar in it. Nothing new. You guys have seen that before, right? It bubbles up. The cool thing about those bubbles, though, is that they are CO2. This reaction creates CO2. Now let's talk a little bit about CO2. So normal air has a density of 0.0012 grams per milliliter. CO2 has a density a little bit more than that, 0.0018 grams per milliliter. So CO2 is a little bit more dense than normal air. So when I make a bunch of CO2 in this beaker, it doesn't float away. Since it's more dense than the surrounding air, it stays in the beaker. Okay, so keep that in mind. Now, what does that have to do with a candle? Well, in order for a candle to burn, it needs oxygen. If there's too much CO2, that means there's not enough oxygen in the air, and the candle will not be able to burn. In fact, some fire extinguishers that you'll see on the wall, some of those are CO2 extinguishers. Basically puts too much CO2, not enough oxygen, it smothers the fire. So let's go ahead and do it. So I'm gonna slide the candle over here real quick. Get this out of the way. You guys have seen this before. You know what's going to happen. Put a little bit of vinegar in here. It bubbles up. Give it a little bit more. Make sure we got plenty in there. All right, here's the cool part. So we can't see it because CO2 is clear, but there is a bunch of CO2 gas in the beaker, and I can actually just pour it out again since it's more dense than the surrounding air. It'll flow out and go down just like a liquid might. So watch. See that? I just poured out air, gas, into my candle and put it out. I'll show you one more time. I think there should be enough left in there. Light the candle one more time. Hopefully there's enough CO2 left to do it again. And watch, no liquid will come out. There we go, just CO2. Okay, so why does this work? Well, there's two main reasons why this works again. First thing is that the candle needs oxygen. Candles can't burn in the presence of too much CO2. And the other reason it works is that the CO2 stays in the beaker because it is more dense than the surrounding air. So there you go. Cool way to put out a candle.